I am reviewing The Secret chapter by chapter because I believe the message in this book is fabulous and you do not have time to read the whole book. I am giving you the quick scoop and key takeaways of chapter 4, which is a powerful process. This will help you get all the things you want because you deserve it. Here we go. Welcome to the Executive Mom Show. I am your host, Katie, and today we are on Chapter 4 of The Secret, and I have 7 key takeaways from this chapter. Number 7 is my ultimate favorite. I find it super practical, super helpful. Here we go. Number 1 key point is your current reality and life is a result of the thoughts you have been thinking. Many of us have heard your perception is your reality, and it's true in my opinion. So all of that will change as you begin to change your thoughts and feelings. So really this is highlighting how important your thoughts are and how important it is when you receive and how you perceive your current situation. There is an excellent quote about this, and I can't think of it now, but I'm going to put it in text across here because it's really, I believe it was from Abraham Lincoln or Albert Einstein. Who knows? One of those smart gents. We got to have some more smart women making quotes. You know, I've quoted Kate Moss a couple times because she's fantastic and fabulous. But come on, ladies, you got some good quotes. Let's get them published here. But anyway, I will add the quote that I'm thinking of that I believe is really useful and relevant to this. Number 2 key takeaway is expectation is a powerful, attractive force. Expect the things you want and do not expect the things you don't want. So for example, if you don't want to be late and you focus on don't want to be late, you're sending out kind of these late vibes and you're probably going to be late. If you want to turn this around, think of early. I want to be early. I will be early. You're probably more likely to do the actions that are required for you to be early, such as leaving early, like you're saying. Yep. So that's just one small example, but the expectation is really, really powerful. There is also some scientific studies. For example, this is more gender studies, but if you tell the girls, for example, you are not good at math, girls are not good at math, and then you have them write, are you male or female at the top of the math test, and then they take the test. The girls who had to do that performed way less than the girls where nothing was said. So those expectations, again, in this study, they weren't actually judging necessarily the expectation. Well, yeah, they kind of were. They were looking at gender, and they also were looking at kind of this, if you set the context of you are not good at X or X is not going to go well, you are going to just prove that to yourself. So flip that around, use it to your advantage. Say, my presentation is going to be fantastic. My performance is going to be the best that I can do. That will happen. So just get that confidence and pay attention to those expectations that you set for yourself. Number 3 key takeaway, gratitude is a powerful process for shifting energy and bringing more of what you want into your life. Why is that? By being grateful for what you already have, you are going to attract more of that. This also works with your kids, by the way. I do this all the time to my children. I will tell my daughter, I am so grateful and appreciative for how you wipe down that table. And you know what she does? She looks at me and she grabs the rag and she starts wiping down the whole entire house. That's just one tiny example, but the gratitude brings more. So really focus on gratitude, especially if you're at rock bottom. If you are at rock bottom, start being grateful for the breath that you have. I can breathe. I hope you can breathe. Okay. Let's just start there. I am so grateful that I am able to breathe. And then maybe you take it up a notch. Why don't you step outside and be like, oh, I am so grateful that I can breathe fresh, clean air. All right. You're starting to kind of go in this different frequency where you're going to be really grateful and happy for what you actually have with that breath. And then maybe you'll get really buck wild and be like, hey, yoga is really into breathing. Maybe I should do some yoga. And then you start doing yoga. Do you see how you start to go into this good, positive direction of positive items? Because more good ideas are going to fly into your brain and help you do more good for yourself. Let's do number 4 is giving thanks for what you want in advance sends a more powerful signal into the universe. So whatever it is you want, being grateful, similar to the one before, but being grateful and thankful kind of shows your confidence out into the universe that you know it's going to happen. Give that one a try. Okay, number 5. This one's cool. I like this one. This one is very cool. Athletes are doing this because there's some science and performance statistics behind this one. So visualization is where you create pictures or a movie in your mind, either enjoying what you want or performing how you want. So this is how athletes will do this. They will actually visualize their perfect performance. And when they get to do the actual performance with their whole entire body, the mind has already done it once. So it's now doing it twice, which makes it much easier for your whole entire body. When you visualize, you generate really powerful thoughts and feelings of having it now. The law of attraction returns that this reality to you just as you saw in your mind. So you might visualize something in your mind, and then you're putting out this powerful frequency. And when you actually go to do it, this sounds so woo-woo, people. I hear myself. I know. I hear myself. It's a little out there. You know, if this is placebo, sign me up. This could be placebo, and I don't care because the placebo is free. There are no side effects, and it usually works better than the actual treatment. So I think this sounds a little nuts, but I'm going to keep going because, you know, just if you haven't lost me, let's just keep going. So this law of attraction returns that reality to you just as you saw it in your mind. So give it a go. What could be the downside? What is the ROI on nothing? Nothing. Okay. So give things a try. Let's give it a go. Key point number 6, make the law of attraction a habit, not just a one-time thing. So you have to think about what are some key habits that can help you with this. I have one that I mentioned in the last video, and that was, it has to do with number 5, but not really. It's more of planning out my next day. So I will at night write down exactly how I want the next day to go. If I have a few key meetings, I write down exactly how I want those to go. I write down my to-do list. What am I prioritizing? And then I write, how am I going to feel tomorrow? I'm going to be full of energy. I'm going to add tremendous value tomorrow to someone. And my kids are going to be so sweet. Those are some of the things that I might write down. So I have a habit of doing this every night. And I will tell you, my life has gotten more than 50% better. More than 50%. So give it a go. Big ROI. Give it a go. So that's an example of habits that you can come up with. You can come up with all kinds of habits, but make them easy and enjoyable so you will actually do them and enjoy doing it. Number 7. Okay, this is my favorite one related to what I said. At the end of every day, before going to sleep. So one is the night before you're thinking about, I'm talking about something else. At the end of the day, before you go to sleep, think back through the events of the day. If there's anything that happened that didn't go as you wanted, replay it in your mind the way you wanted it to go. You can, if you're into journaling, you can journal this. That would be absolutely fine. Or if you just want to think about it, that will be whatever floats your boat, whatever's going to work better for you. This is very actionable because this will prepare you for the next time. This is almost like in the moment coaching for yourself. If you have an executive coach, awesome for you. If you don't have an executive coach, this is a way to be your own executive coach. Think about, be specific. What happened in that situation that I wanted it to go differently, and focus on your behaviors, not the other people, but really focus on how could I have handled that better. I have an example. Yesterday, I was in a meeting with 20 people, and I give advice on this all the time. I asked a really dumb question. I asked a dumb question, and I almost knew it was dumb when it was coming out of my mouth. And I know better. I know a lot better. And what I ended up doing was I wasted a good 3 minutes of that meeting because someone had to explain to me the reasons why we were doing something. When as soon as I opened my mouth, I knew there's context that I'm missing, and this 20-person meeting is not the forum for me to get the understanding of why we're doing this a certain way. So when I replay that back in my mind, I highlight there's another thing that happened yesterday that I could have done better. I'll share that one too, because it's kind of interesting to hear people's stories. But anyway, the trigger in my mind should have been, number one, there's 20 people on this call. Number two, this topic is not the area of my expertise. And number three, they were looking for my expertise for a certain part of this project. And what we were talking about was really outside of my expertise. So why speak up anyway? Now, if I don't want to discourage folks to speak up. That's not the message I'm trying to give. But I'm just trying to give the message of be really thoughtful, especially when we've got these 20 people meetings. You don't want to be the person who's derailing the meeting. And the other thing too is I was an hour late. This was a 3-hour meeting, which I don't go to 3-hour meetings unless I'm hosting the training. If I'm hosting the 3-hour meeting, then I will be there because it's going to be 3 hours of value. If I don't see value in a 3-hour meeting, I'm not going to go for 3 hours. I asked the leader what would be a valuable part for me to go to, and it was just that 1 hour. So I said, sure, I'll go to that 1 hour. So I missed the previous context that was set in that meeting. So those were enough warning signs that I should have known I need to be quiet probably in this meeting. This is probably a good meeting for me to listen to. Let me give you another example of something that happened to me yesterday, and I knew better, and I didn't go with my instincts. So now I've learned, the learning from this second situation that I'm going to explain is you really need to listen to your instincts, because your instincts are probably right and they're probably good. And I am just disappointed I didn't listen. So I was, yesterday I was sharing this big project, big important project that I'm working on. And I shared it with a group of people. And there is one executive in that room that really needs to get behind this project so that, she can help me basically sell it to the whole company. That's the big idea here. After that meeting, I realized there was no agenda, which is really odd. There should always be an agenda for a meeting, but I didn't link the main document for people. And I thought about that after the meeting, and I thought, should I send an email to everyone with the link, or should I send an email to just that executive with the link to the doc and be proactive? And then I started to doubt myself because I thought, I don't want to bother them. It's 8 p.m. I'm not sure if, maybe they don't want to get so in the details with me. Maybe I need a different strategy. And then I have a meeting later today when my workday starts. And I was like, you know what, maybe I'll get feedback from this other meeting and see if that's the best next step. So I kind of doubted myself. Sure enough, that leader messaged me super early in the morning. Hey, can you share that document with me? And I was like, I should have. It's not a big deal. This is so minuscule. But I should have done it last night. I should have done it. Like, that executive would be like, wow, This woman is on top of it. She knows exactly what I need and when. And if I would have sent it last night, it would have just been double whammy amazing. So I'm a little disappointed that I didn't just do it. And what would have been the downside? There wouldn't really have been a downside. Maybe just one more email. So think about that, okay? So really think about, back to number 7, go back through your day and whatever could be better, play it in your mind for this specific situation. My learning is to just share it or do it. Just take that action. It's probably the right action if you're intuitively feeling like this would probably be the next step. So stop this self-doubt. And females, we do this. We unfortunately do this a lot. So what's the amazing thing that every working woman needs, working mom? So you need this while you're laying in bed, visualizing your perfect day and also how you're going to redo the things that didn't go so well. It needs to smell nice. You need to set up a really great atmosphere for yourself. And this is going to help you sleep. This is a little lavender spray. So you just spray this. Woo. Actually, I don't want it right now because it's early morning. It's early morning. We don't need to be falling asleep right now. Oh, it smells so good. It smells really amazing. So this is, all the things. No synthetic fragrances. It's authenticity verified. It's not tested on animals. I'm sure it's gluten-free and, carrageenan-free and all these things because you're not going to eat this. So we can say all that it's calorie-free. Just don't eat it. The other purpose you need this. I use this for my daughter. When it is her bedtime, I tell her that this is the sleepy spray and it makes you go to sleep. Makes you stay asleep and it makes you super tired. It's true. It's lavender, people. This is all true. I spray this kind of near her bed so she gets this lovely mist and then she falls asleep like Sleeping Beauty. It is magic sleepy spray. Every working mom needs this for your kids who don't want to sleep. I hope this is helpful. I'll see you next time.